people think of me personally is none of my business. Every week they were saying to me, why have you not got your own business? And I said, I don't do that. And I thought, you're helping people's dreams come true. Because we have people coming in tears. They've been made redundant. I need the crack. I need the banter. I need fun. Young Italian chap, up the toffees. You just never know. Rory McIlroy has a golf coach. Does he practice? Is he the best in the world? Yes. Does he practice? Yes. So why should, if you're on interview, why shouldn't you practice interviews?
What did you say?
Full name is Joanne Finnerty, Recruitment.
Joanne Finnerty.
That's a bit of a mouthful.
On this week's episode of The Engaging Marketeer, I am here with Joanne Finnerty of JF Recruitment. Is that right, Jo?
Yes.
That's right. Yes, we're going to be talking about all things recruitment and how you do what you do, why you do what you do, and what advice you got for people, both in terms of getting jobs and hiring the right staff. Does that sound like the kind of thing we're going to be talking about?
Perfection.
Absolutely perfect. So, Jo, why did you start in recruitment?
So I was at Wirral Met College studying for my private secretarial course. Because I wanted
About 10 years ago, I expect that was it?
Well, we won't say how many, about 30 odd years ago, I think.
Oh,
was it?
Ridiculous.
Was it?
No.
Gosh, I think it was. Even more than that, possibly. So I wanted to be a PA and travel around the world. That was my big dream. And so I did the PA course, and then about 3 weeks before we finished the course, a recruiter came in and said, we will get you all jobs. And we said, oh, great. And we'll get you temp work to get experience, and then you can decide from there what you want to do. So I signed up with the agency, and their first job they gave me as soon as I stepped out of college was at Octel in Ellesmere Port.
Right.
And so I worked there for a year, covering for a lady who was off ill. And when she came back, we'd gone from typewriters to word processors. So I had to teach her how to use Microsoft Word.
So you had to teach the lady coming back how to do her job effectively. But that went down well.
She was like, where's the typewriters gone? So then I rang the agency and said, this lady is now coming back. I've retrained her to do her job. What have you got for me next? Because I like temping. I liked going to various different companies and checking them out and thinking, would I want to work here? And it was quite a way to get to from where I lived in Prenton, because I didn't drive. I didn't drive until I was, 24, 25. So I was 19 at this stage. And so they said, and I used to get a lift off the guy who worked there who lived around the corner from me. So that was great. Paddy in the stores. Lovely guy. So I said, where do you want to send me next? And they said, we've got a job at BICC Cables in Helsby. And I said, how do I get there? And they said, you just get 2 trains from Rock Ferry Station. I said, fine, I can get to Rock Ferry Station. That's a bus from mine to Rock Ferry Station, and then 2 trains. What time do I have to start? And they said 8 o'clock. So I checked the times and I said, right, how much is it? And they said £2.20 an hour. I said, I'll be there. I will be there. So I did that job for about 3 months. I was the temporary secretary to a room full of 30 engineers, 30 big fellas.
30 big fellas.
They were all massive.
They're all big, these engineers.
They were great. They were such a laugh. Loads of banter. Loads of rude stuff. But then I got on with the stores people at Octel, and they were really good banter guys as well. So I wasn't intimidated. I just jumped in and got on with it and did the job. And then after those 3 months, another lady who was off sick came back. And I ran the agency, and they said, right, we want somebody to come in and type a load of CVs for us all day. Very boring, but we do need somebody, and you're a really fast typist, because I was 100 words a minute. Very fast.
Is that fast?
Typist. Yeah,
that's fast.
Very fast copy typist. So I went into the agency in Wallasey, and I was typing CVs, and I was listening, I was looking at the recruiters and seeing what they were doing. They were going out on client visits to see how businesses work and look at their processes and systems and talk about jobs. And then they had lots of people coming in to look for jobs. And it was all very exciting to me, because I said, I want to do that. So I spoke to Bernie, one of the recruiters, and I said, can I do that? Can you teach me what you're doing? So she spoke to the agency owner, and they trained me up to be a recruiter. So I went out on all the client visits, on all the client lunches, all the meetings. It was so interesting. And then all the candidates would come in with cards and flowers and chocolates and biscuits and say, oh, thank you. Thank you for getting us that job. And I thought, this is the best job in the world.
There's a lot of freebies, a lot of swag.
Yeah. But there was a lot of nice stuff, going to see lovely companies, recruiting great staff for them. And I thought, you're helping people's dreams come true. Because we had people coming in tears. They'd been made redundant. They had lost their jobs. They were not going to be able to pay the bills. And to be able to ring someone up and say, we've got a job and we think you could be great for this. It was just magical to me. And it's still like that now. It's still like that. I still feel that now. Somebody rings me and we are able to help them get a job. And similarly, with the clients, with the businesses who want great staff, you've got to care about them. You've got to care about who they want, what's the best culture fit for that business. And when you see candidates,
because culture's important, isn't it?
Huge,
probably the most important thing.
Huge. You can teach a lot of stuff. You can teach skills. You can't teach attitude. Well, you can a little bit, but culture fit is the number one, because everything else within reason can be taught. And so I became a recruiter, and then the agency owner asked me to go into business with her. How old was I then? 22, 23?
Yeah.
How mad is that? But I felt if I needed a lot more experience to be able to run my own business.
Oh, so you didn't do it?
No.
Turned it down?
Turned it down. And I went to work for a bigger recruitment business in Liverpool called Link Recruitment, who then got bought out by Spring Personnel. And they were advertising for a recruiter, and they said, yeah, you've got a couple of years experience, but you're not a seller. You're a consultative.
Because that's a big part of recruitment, isn't it? It's not just about finding the candidates and fitting them in the right roles. You've actually got to sell to new clients as well.
But I didn't see it as that.
That's like the other side of recruitment.
But I
that
never
a lot of people
saw
don't
it.
like.
But I never saw it as sales. I still don't see it as sales.
Right.
Because there's
so
a
were you
solution.
doing that anyway? So you were actually doing that. You just didn't realise you were doing it.
I didn't realise I was doing it. And they said, you're not a seller. You're just a consultative recruiter. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? Well, we've done your psychometric profile, and you're not a big seller.
Oh, well, if they've done your psychometric profile, then what more else is there? Case closed.
She knows nothing. So I said, well, tell you what, give me 6 months. Give me 3 months to prove myself. And they said, okay, we'll give you 3 months or 6 months. And you're going to start a brand new desk from scratch, which we've never done before. We've done it in our other offices, but we've never done industrial recruitment in Link Recruitment in Liverpool before. So the floor is yours. You've got zero business on the desk. Go out, prove to us you can sell, you can bring business in, and you can fill it. I said, fine, not a problem. Who's your best industrial consultant? They said, Tina Cork in our Hanley office. So I rang Tina and I said, can I come and spend a week with you and see how you do it? She went, yes. I said, I'll be there every day. So Tina had the Potteries contract in Stoke-on-Trent. 200 odd temps out. That's what I wanted. So I spent time with her, and then I came back to Liverpool and I hit the phone hard. And no to me just means not yet. They just haven't got a need. You can't force companies to give you vacancies if they haven't got any.
No.
So no.
Well, you could technically by headhunting their staff, and then they have vacancies. But that's another question.
Oh, that's another story.
Yeah.
So I hit the phones, and there was one contract that I wanted in Liverpool, which was the Parcelforce contract in Bootle, and they had an agency in there. But recruiters move on, you know, and although they were really happy with this recruiter, the lady there said, no, Joe, no, we're not moving, but ring me every day at 4:00. And you never know, there may be an opportunity. So I rang her every day at 4:00 for 3 months.
Every day?
Every day.
4:00, 3
4
months.
o'clock. And she'd, thanks for the call, Joe. And she'd just laugh and she'd go, no, nothing today. And I'd go, how mad, I can't even remember her name. I think it might have been Maureen.
You should remember her name.
I
You rang her every day at 4:00 for 3 months.
I know all the people that I spoke to when I won it. So one morning, I think it was about 11 or 12 o'clock, call came in, Joe, it's Parcelforce. Oh, I was like, oh my God, here we go. So took the call. Hi, very calm. Breathe. And she said, we've got 2 spaces for tomorrow, if you can fill it. I said, no problem, I'll ring you back within the hour and let you know which 2 are going to do it. So I rang 2 of my best temps who are working.
So that's not giving you much time if you phoned her at 4:00 and she said, we've got 2 spaces
this
for
is at 11.
Oh, this was 11,
She
sorry.
rang me earlier on the day.
Sorry.
So I rang 2 of my best guys who rang gangs in Liverpool. So what I mean by that is not gangster gangs.
Gangs in Liverpool.
There were people in Liverpool that had lots of big families, and they would pile everybody into a van and go to work.
Right.
But they were trusted, and they'd never let you down. And you pay them a little bit extra to get the people for you. So you had people that would recruit teams of people for you. And so I rang them and said, listen, this job is for Parcelforce. It's round the corner from where you live. And they went, oh, amazing. I said, I'm going to pay you extra. I'm not even going to make any money on this. So I'm going to pay you extra. I need you to turn up and do an amazing job, because if you do, there may be an opportunity for you to get a permanent job in here, round the corner. You can see it from your house. So they were like, no problem, Joe. We won't let you down. So they turned up the next day. I rang Maureen at 8. Have they turned up? Just checking they've arrived. Yes, Joe, they're here. All night I was panicking. Panicking, thinking, if they don't turn up, that's it. My one shot has gone. And possibly my job. So it all hinged on these 2 guys. And I said, listen, if you'd let me down, I will not ring you for work ever again. And they were like, Joe, we won't let you down. I said, swear to me. And all the girls in the office were laughing. And I said, this contract, us winning on this contract depends on you. So, you'll get paid more than anybody else, but don't tell anybody else. So they went in, they did a great job. And then within 3 to 6 months, they'd got rid of the other agency, and we had 200 odd temps in there. Wow story. And then I was offered a permanent job, passed me probation, and then they gave me an assistant because I needed help because it was faxed timesheets in those days.
Oh yeah, of course, because you're doing temps, you've got to handle all the time and the payment as well, haven't you? So
And we had booking sheets with every person's name on.
it's a lot of work you've got to do.
A lot of work. Yeah. And the reference check-in, because we reference check everybody before we send them in, because we have to check that they're okay and they're good workers.
And that they've got a right to work as well.
And also payroll. So you've got to make sure they're paid on time and the timesheets come through in time. So I would go on site every Monday and collect all the timesheets. So I'd go to there, then I'd go to the Nutty, which was the nut factory down the road in Bootle, because I had temps in there as well. I won that contract. And then we won a contract in Skelmersdale, a beer bottling plant. So I went to get timesheets in there. That was a story and a half for another day. And so I kept that contract until I got married. So a couple of years down the line, I got married. My husband at the time was living in Leicester, but came from the Wirral. So I was moving to Leicester. And I said to the agency, listen, I'm going to give them a notice and I'm getting married and moving to Leicester. And they said, we've just bought an agency in Nottingham. Can you manage it? I said, yes. Hold on. How far's Nottingham from Leicester? 45 minutes.
It's close enough.
Yes, please. I'll do that. And it was the year when it was it 96 euros in this country?
Yep.
Nottingham was one of the host cities. So exciting. I love me football. So everything was I think it was Netherlands were playing, so everything was orange. Everything with loads of people decked out in orange at Golden Square. I think it's Golden Square Shopping Centre. That's where we were based. I had a great 6 months there. Great 6 months. But we didn't like Leicester, unfortunately.
Oh.
And I missed the Wirral. I missed the coast. Strange when you grow up by the coast. I really missed it. And I said, I don't want, and Leicester's so inland.
Yeah.
As far away from the coast you can get. So I said, I want to go back home. He agreed. So I rang the agency up and I said, listen, I'm coming back to the Wirral. Sorry. They said, it's okay. We've got a branch manager's job in Chester for you. I said, okay.
I'll do.
So it needs sorting out. I said, okay, no problem. So I went in as branch manager and we recruited a whole new team. And we went from, I think we were out of 35 branches, we were at the bottom within 2 years. And that included Manchester, Liverpool, all my old mates from Liverpool. Within 2 years, we went to number 1. And I got branch manager of the year. And I was on a high. We had an amazing team, made a ton of money, won loads of contracts, just delivered a brilliant service. And then I think I was headhunted to go and work for Kelly Services. Went to work for them. Kelly Girl in the old days.
Kelly
Ever
Girl?
heard of it? Yeah.
Kelly Girl.
People used to ring up and say, can I have a Kelly Girl, please?
This isn't something different, is it?
No!
Right, okay. Just checking.
Was I Kelly Girl?
Kelly Girl.
Girls, yeah.
Okay.
Recruiter. But it was like, because usually it's predominantly women going out temping. Can we have a Kelly Girl? Couldn't say that this day and age.
I don't think you could, no.
No. So
you certainly wouldn't get what you were thinking.
So I went to work there. 6 months in, I thought, this isn't what I was expecting. And not to go into too fine a detail, left and went to work for Adecco, one of the biggest recruiters out there. But because I was used to going out and winning business and servicing business, it's very different in Adecco. They have national people winning business. So they would just ring you and say, oh, we've won Royal Sun Alliance. There you go, that I can't manage it. Well, that was a bit boring for me.
Yeah.
I wanted to go out and win
You
business.
wanted the thrill.
I wanted the thrill, the win, the success, and then account manage it with a team.
I suppose if they're winning the business for you, you then don't have that relationship with the business owner or the person.
Well, you can. I mean, I went out and you know, had
But they've not
meetings
given
with
their
them.
trust in you, have they? It's
a
been handed
bigger,
to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I left them about a year and a half later. And I was doing like amateur dramatics and shows and singing and dancing and stuff. And I thought, right,
As you would.
I just want a nice steady Eddie job. So I went to work for a marketing company round the corner from my house. It was a call centre running the Pilkington Glass campaign. So I was answering calls from architects, glass people, etc. Dead easy job. Lovely, lovely company, great to work for. And then I then went to work for Park Online in Birkenhead, as they had an internal recruiter job coming up, and I quite fancy doing recruitment, but internally in a business. But they said to do that job, you need to do 3 months in the Vodafone call centre first of all,
Ugh.
before you do it, and the hours are 3:30 till 11:30 at night.
Oh.
And I said, will that job be available in 3 months' time? They said, yeah, but you can't. You've got to go internally. I said, fine. Give me the temp job. So I did it for 3 months because I wanted that internal recruiter job. And I went into the recruiter office every day and go, has that job come up yet? That job. Anyway, they found me one day when they came up and they said, that job's up. I said, great. Just walked in. I said, there's my CV. When can I start? Because if you don't ask, you don't get, do you?
No.
And they said, Monday. Yes, it's yours. So I did the internal recruiter job. So I was recruiting through agencies. So I would be ringing the recruiters up. Can I have 20 temps for tomorrow, 20 temps for tomorrow, 20 temps? So that was really nice. And then the MD of the business came down, tapped me on the shoulder and said, I need a PA. I know you've done PA work and that you'll still do the recruitment, but I need a PA as well. So I said, okay, how much is it? And they said, the money. And I said, yeah, great, I'll do both. So I went to where I became his PA, which quite clearly he didn't really need a PA because after 9:30 in the morning, there was no work to do. But I work fast. So I said, you don't need a PA. You just need somebody for like an hour a day to help you. And in the meantime, I think I was there for about 2 years. I think in the meantime, Christine from Link Recruitment, or what were they called? The new name, Spring Personnel, rang me, who I used to work with years ago. And she was a hoot. She said, I'm branch manager in Liverpool. I need an office manager. I know you don't want to go back into sales. I know you just don't want, but I've got an office manager job and you can do that. I need these recruiters sorting out. I've got a pile of QVC invoices backdated 6 months that they won't pay. I need that sorting out. I need this sorting out, this sorting out. Can you go and help out? Can you come and do it? So I said, oh, as long as I don't have to pick up the phone and do any more sales, that's fine. I just want to do a nice, easy job. Anyway, stuck back in, got into working there. And then I was there for, I think, about 2 years. And then they made all the office managers redundant. First redundancy, number one. So I thought, right, okay, I quite want to do the sales again, the recruitment. So I walked into an agency in Birkenhead called Step Recruitment, run by Steph. And I'd never worked on the Wirral for a recruiter. And I thought, that'd be nice. That'd be nice working in your hometown. So I walked in to see her with my CV and I said, there's my details. I've just finished here. I'm available immediately. Have you got anything? And she said, you've got more experience than I've got, and I'm the owner. I said, I don't care. I'll do whatever you want. I'll do sales. I'll do perms. I'll do temps, contracts, whatever. So she said, great. Let's give you a go. So we started. And I was with her for 3 years. And then she closed the business. She didn't need to work anymore. So she said, do you want the business? And I said, well, I couldn't set up my own business. And she said, yes, you could. And I said, oh, no. None of my friends and family have got their own businesses. No chance. I said, in my circle, we work, we retire, we die. That's it. We don't set up our own. We don't do that risky stuff.
No.
So I said, I'll take the business to wherever I go. So I rang Kirsty Craig from the Business Connection. And I said, listen, I'm available. What have you got? So second redundancy. So she said, I said, I just want to do perm recruitment. So she went, how much are you invoicing? And I said, about 200k a year on my own. So she went, where do you want to sit? In the office. Come over, let's have a chat. Where do you want to sit? So I started working for Kirsty, and it's great because I love Kirsty Craig. And she's great to work for. And then she sold it after a year.
Sold it?
Yeah. And I was mortified. I was gutted because she was great to work for. But I understood her reasons for selling. So she sold to Gary at Gap, Gary Dewhurst, who then sold it to Jason Fox. And when I opened up, I took over an office for them in Liverpool, and we won the Bosch Communications contract, and we run that for a couple of years. And then Bosch asked us to go down to Worcester Bosch and recruit down there, all the customer service staff. So I think we had about 150 odd temps out, plus all the permanent recruitment. And then we lost the Bosch contract to Adecco in a global agreement. Wasn't anything that we could do. So Jason said, right, I want you to come back to Chester office. We've moved to the Chester Business Park. We want you to come back there and bring one member of staff, but we're going to let everybody else go. So I said, okay, but can I have an office on the Wirral? Because I don't want to do all that travelling. So he said, well, come back and let's see what happens. So I said, all my clients are Wirral and Liverpool, so I'm going backwards and forwards, doing 2 hours of driving a day, which I don't need to do. He said, well, I want you in the office so that the recruiters can learn how to recruit from you. I said, okay. So I did it for a year. And in that time, I joined BNI. I was introduced to BNI. And I thought, this is a great way of getting business. So in that time, I'd joined BNI because I thought it was a great way of getting business. And the BNI meeting was on the Wirral at Leasowe Castle Hotel. So I met loads of business owners. I was the only employee in a room full of business owners, 35 members.
I was going to ask, 35.
And every week they were saying to me, why have you not got your own business? And I said, I don't do that. Business owners.
See, this is why it's not a good idea for businesses to put employees into BNI, because it's full of people going, why don't you do this yourself?
Exactly.
And then you end up losing your staff. So, yeah.
So I did that for a year, travelled backwards and forwards, and I took other recruiters to BNI chapters in Chester. And some of them got it and some of them didn't. And after a year of them saying to me, you can do it, and my friends and family saying, Jo, stop talking about it. If you're going to do it, just stop talking about it. You've got money behind you, you've got savings, give it a go and see what happens. So so I said to Jason, can I have my office on the Wirral now? And he went, no, give me another 6 months or give me some more time. And I said, no, I'm actually going to go and start my own business. And he was great. He was brilliant. And he said, close the door. He said, ask me anything about starting your own business. But then you start this tomorrow. You're locked out of all your clients for the next 12 months, but you'll be okay. And if you need me for anything, give me a shout. Now, I hadn't spoken to anybody about giving my notice in. As I was saying it, I was thinking, oh my God, you've said it now.
It's done.
You can't go back.
No.
I had nothing in place. So I was driving home. I was thinking, right, first port of call is my mates from Wirral Chamber that I'd met through B&I. What do I do? I walked into B&I the following week, and Jason was really good because he said, I paid for your membership for the year, so keep your B&I membership.
Oh, he let you have it for your business? Wow.
Really nice. So
you wouldn't expect that.
No. So I walked in the following week saying, it's now Joanne Finnerty Recruitment. And everybody was like, oh my God. So I got loads of free stuff from the members, which I was interviewed by the Recruiter magazine based on this, because it was all about startups and how you started off. So the accountancy firm gave me free accountancy for the year. I got, I think, free call answering for a certain length of time. Really good deals on that, like really good deals on IT, website. All the services within that room were free or very, very cheap for my first year, which is what you need, isn't it? I mean, I had 10 grand's worth of savings, and I thought, if it goes wrong, I can always go back into recruitment to get another job. So I had my own money, but I also knew that in a year's time, I had about 200 grand's worth of business coming to me. So I said to the B&I, listen, I can't go after my old clients. So, and I checked how legal the contract was. I went to an employment solicitor and they said, yeah, don't touch it. Just keep away. So I said, okay, no problem. So I was a good girl, and I had written on the front of my computer, 13th of June, 2014, 2013. That was the date that I could contact all my old clients. And so I said to the B&Is, listen, I need new business. Can you help me? So they brought me about 40 grand that first year. And that was enough. There was only me in the business. And so that date came, all my old clients came back, and I needed staff and I needed premises. Now that's a whole new thing, isn't it? Because I thought I'd set up my own business, I'd work part-time, at about 60k a year. And that'll be great. But then you've got old clients coming back saying, can you help us? We need you to do our recruit because you know us. I've recruited for them for like 5, 10, 15, 20 odd years. I knew them. I put loads of people into those businesses. And
are these temps as well, some of them?
All perm.
All perm, right. So you're not doing payroll for this as well?
No, just perms. So they would ring and say, you know, Yvonne, you got us 6 months ago, we need another 5 Yvonnes. And I would know who to go to, the type of the culture fit, the person, the skills, etc. And you only get that with experience and knowing your client and going to see your client and going for a walk around like I did this morning with one of our clients in Ellesmere Port. We recruited for them for 20 years. And you just go see them, not all the time, as much as they want you in their business, but at least 6 months, 12 months, because things change. And so I thought, okay, it's not going to be a part-time business, it's a proper full-time, full-on business now, and I need to be a grown-up and get staff, and I need premises. And so Royal Chamber were amazing because they helped me source premises in their offices. Actually, no, it was Alan Woods from Wood Squared who put me in his like reception area for the first year. Yeah. And did me a great deal. Really good deal in his gorgeous offices in Hamilton Square, very prestigious address, nice offices. So we were there for a year, and then we got bigger. I had 3 staff. I needed 4, 5, 6, 7. So we went to 7 staff. Moved to the Lorries in Birkenhead, and we were there until COVID. And COVID happened. We closed the office because it was on a yearly lease. Didn't know when we were going to go back.
Yeah.
Sold all the furniture, sold everything. And so my staff, we all went to work from home. Furlough, I put Claire and Faye on furlough, and I ran it myself for a year. And then when we could go back into an office, or when the business picked up again, I brought them back in part-time, then full-time. And we've stayed like that since. So I said, do you want to work from home, or do you want to go back into an office? So they said, if we can work from home, that would be great, because we're all set up anyway. So that was brill. But I found it hard, because I'm a people person. I need to see people.
Yeah, you need the crack.
I need the crack. I need the banter. I need fun with people and have a laugh.
Otherwise, I could imagine you going completely insane on your own.
Insanity prevail.
You're bad enough when there's people around, but on your own.
But what I did in lockdown is that, luckily for us, we do insurance recruitment as well as other head office recruitment. Now, when you're looking at your bank statement as a business, you can tick off a lot of stuff, but you don't tick off your insurance. Insurance keeps going.
Yeah.
So the industry keeps going. It's quite foolproof, really. And so we were lucky enough that we were dealing with quite a few insurance companies, and they were still recruiting, which tides us over. And so we carried on working from home, but in COVID, I thought, God, how am I going to cope with this? And I'm sure a lot of people were in the same situation. But luckily, BNI and World Chamber and a couple of the other networks that I was in all went online networking. So I must have attended about 3 or 4 networking meetings a day for the whole year.
Jesus
just to
Christ.
keep me sane.
I thought you were going to say a week, a day.
A year, yeah. Because I'm just that type of person. It's like now, when we're all back full time. I had to work out my diary that I will be out Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for my networking, my BNI, and other things that I was doing, and client meetings. So my staff would know that if a client wants to see me, they could just book me in on those. They were my days. And then Wednesday and Friday, I am on the phone selling, because that's what I do. Cold call, follow-ups, research, and a little bit of strategy. I have a couple of business coaches that help me with strategies. They just push me from time to time.
You find time for strategy, do you? Because it seems like you've got a lot on.
Well, if you looked at my diary during the week, you would go, that's how she does it, because every hour is allotted with something for Joe Finn to do. So my diary tells me what I need to do, and I do it. So like on a Monday, if I'm not with clients, 11 till 1 is my 2-hour networking power to ours. So when people have asked for referrals and asked for introductions, that's when I do that work on a Monday. That's when I generate referrals for my strategic referral partners, which in turn brings me business. So I get a lot of business from passing referrals out. So that is business development to me, because it's future business that's going to come back.
Yeah.
And then I have every day, those days, 1 till 4 is JF sales. So my team know not to interrupt me because I'm on the phone. I'm doing what your Ryan's doing. Sell, sell, sell. Or research to sell, or looking at different areas in which we should be looking at. We may have to pivot the business, so let's have a look at that. Let's speak to other recruiters that I collaborate with, because I collaborate with another 500 recruiters across the UK, and we all help each other. And I could ring them and say, right, you've done this, how have you done that? Because I'm all for collaboration. And then I'll speak to my HR consultant network, of which I've got about 15 HR consultants that I work with. And we share business between us as well. So that's another form of referral that's coming through to me and the business. And that brings candidates as well, because we don't obviously look for just business referrals, it's candidate referrals, because we've got 2 clients. We've got businesses that are looking to recruit, and we've got candidates that are looking for a job, and all we do is match them.
So you're kind of like Tinder, really, aren't you?
We match for money.
So it's not matrimony, it's match for money.
The times I've been asked to set up my own introduction agency, and it could still happen.
It could still happen, yeah.
The millionaire matchmaker in the US is an ex-recruiter.
That millionaire matchmaker, is that hang on, millionaire matchmaker? What, does she match millionaires?
Well, high level.
So I'm looking for a millionaire. Seems a little bit shallow, but okay.
High net worth individuals looking for high net worth individuals.
Yeah.
But it's basically just
or young, attractive people looking for high net worth individuals. Either way, high net worth individuals looking for young, attractive people. Whichever works. Yeah.
It's, we all give our services for cash, don't we? You're in a services business.
I guess, yes. Everything's transactional.
So, it could be, we could have JF introductions soon. It's something that we've talked about. It's something that I'm asked about all the time. And myself and another couple of people have got a lot of experience in that market. I say that. And I say no more. Say no more.
No. Okay, yeah.
Let's not even go
we're
down.
We're not going to delve into JF dating. So from a candidate's perspective...
Not even going to talk about wedded Mr. and Mrs. Bliss from Carry On. Do you remember them?
I'm not going to talk about that now. From a candidate's perspective, what advice do you have for candidates going into interviews?
So... we get about 400 CVs a day.
400 a day?
Yeah.
Is that new people?
Yes.
Bloody hell.
Through all the places that we advertise.
Yeah.
Through, we pay Indeed for their services. So as a recruiter, you get fees, you get an enhanced service from Indeed with AI.
Is that the only one you use, Indeed? Because there's loads of, obviously, recruitment sites out there.
We use a couple of others as well.
There. You're keeping those to yourself?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
But our networks that we're involved with, i.e. B&I, Rural Chamber, our own Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. We've got over 30,000 followers on our social medias. YouTube is something that we need to do, but we haven't done it yet, not properly. So we get referred to a lot, and we can't help everybody because we haven't got enough staff to have a conversation with every single person. But it's very interesting to note that still, and in this day and age, people will apply for a job, click a button and wait. And wait and say, nobody's got back to me. Nobody's interested in me. But nobody rings. We probably get, out of those 400 CVs a day, we get about 3 or 4 phone calls. Joe, Claire, Faye, have you got my CV? Can I have a chat? Which surprises me. Years when I first started in recruitment, the phone never stopped.
Yeah.
When the Liverpool Echo advert came out on a Thursday with all the jobs in, it was jobs day on a Thursday, we used to stay late to answer all the phone calls. We had a rota system. And now people don't ring. And so we've set up a webinar each week. Every other Monday, every other Wednesday, lunchtimes, only for an hour and a quarter. So if people are in a job at the moment but they're looking, they can still jump on this webinar, run via Eventbrite, on Zoom, so you can be anonymous.
So I was going to ask, so if they're in a job at the moment, there's no danger of their colleagues or line managers seeing them?
They don't need to be on the camera.
Right, so it's anonymous. Okay.
Yeah, anonymous. But some people are there, visible. Hi, this is me. But they usually are out of work.
Yeah.
And so we run through how to put a CV. No, first of all, what job do you want? How do you know which job you want? And especially if you want to do a career change, how do you go about doing that? Then how to produce your CV, what to stick in it, what not to stick in it. How to present yourself, how to apply for jobs in this day and age, which is very different to what it was 30 years ago. How to research businesses that you want to work for, how to research the interviewers before you go for interview. It makes a difference,
It makes such a difference.
Huge difference.
Because it's the difference between being interested in the person and interested in the company, or just turning up because I'm going for a job interview with X company and I don't care what the company is, just gives a job, whatever it is, gives a job. That's the difference.
Yeah. One of our clients was laughing last year because they said, this candidate that you've sent to us for interview knew more about me and my background than I think my wife does. He got the job.
Did he get the job? Right,
he said, I'm sure he's been hanging out.
It's either the job or it's an injunction, isn't it? It's one or the other.
He said, I'm sure he's been hanging outside my house and in front of my hedge. But he was he was really impressed because he'd done so much research. Then it's when you go for interview, how you research for the interview, what you do on interview, take your notebook with you with questions to ask. Because when you're in there, suddenly your mind may go blank and you think, oh my God, what was I going to ask? If it's there and you're writing things down. If anybody sits in front of me and I'm interviewing them and they're making notes, again, that is so impressive. Really impressive. And it's a little thing, just the little things that people don't
Particularly if you're going for a job that's a detail role, like if it's administration or if it's sales, you want them to be taking notes because that's what you want them to be doing in the role.
If it's a PA role,
why
aren't they taking notes?
Yeah.
And then following the interview, what do you do then? And then if you get the job, what you do then? And when you start the job, what you do then? It's all very well getting the job. But then if you go in and not want to be the best employee they've ever seen, then we've got tips on that as well. So it's the whole cycle.
And all of that's in your webinar?
1 hour, we do it.
I don't want you to give away like gold, because that's, if people want to know that, they've got to sign up for your webinar, and I'll put the link for the webinar below in the podcast description. But one of the things you mentioned there I was particularly interested in, because I used to do this when I was looking for work, and I get loads of it now, is CVs. You said stuff they should put in the CVs and stuff they shouldn't. Can you give me an example of maybe something they should that a lot of people don't, or something they shouldn't that a lot of people do?
What they should do is have a paragraph at the top of the CV to say past, present, future, i.e., this is what I've done in the past, this is what I'm doing now. The reason why you should employ me is because of this.
And that would be tailored for each, which of course most people again don't do. They just take one CV and fire
bullet
it on.
pointed, so it's very easy for the hirer, the talent acquisition person, the HR person, the recruiter, the business owner, to read that CV. If they're getting 400 CVs a day like we do, it takes us 4 seconds to go through each one.
Wow.
That's the price you pay for a recruiter, because we know what we're looking for. So if they're looking at 400 CV, you've got to stand out. How are you going to stand out? Put a picture on it. A nice picture, your LinkedIn profile picture. And if you're looking for a job, are you on LinkedIn, and have you got open to work? If you're on social media, have you asked social media? I'm looking for a job. Nobody does it.
I think people feel proud, don't they? They don't want to do it. They don't want to.
But as I say, your social media should be full of your friends and family and your followers. Now, if you're not going to ask them for help, who are you going to ask for help?
Yeah.
Now, I have seen some amazing results from people that have gone, this is me. I'm just starting my own car washing business. I'm 17 years old. This is my first job. I'm at uni or I'm at college. I want to earn some extra money. I live in Pensby on the Wirral. Let me know if you live in Pensby, and my mum and dad will drive me to your house and wash your cars. Within these times, and the pay and the rate is this much. Now, this happened a couple of weeks ago on my social media. I saw it, and I looked back a couple of hours later. What response do you think that young person got?
Probably hundreds.
Hundreds. Ready-made business set up within an hour.
Yeah.
And ready-made customers. Some people even said, do you know what? Like Les Dennis, I'll give you the money myself.
I'll give you the money myself.
I'll give you the money. You don't even need to come round and wash my car because I want to help you in your business. The power of that. Now, his mum might have written the post. His dad might have written. But it was very powerful. And nobody does this. And when I was made redundant twice, the first thing I did was, as well as walk into those businesses and say, can I have a job? I went on LinkedIn and I said, I've just been made redundant. I'm available now. I'll be back home in 2 hours. Like my inbox on LinkedIn was full of jobs, full of job offers. But I'm in recruitment, recruiters. You know, recruitment was extremely buoyant. You've got a recruiter with 20 years experience, 200k invoice and whatever. Yeah, I'll have her. She'll add to my turnover. Do you know what I mean? So a little bit easier for me, but I still put myself out there.
Yeah.
But then I don't care. I don't care what people think about me with regards to, oh, look at her looking for work. I don't care about any of that. I care about my business and I care about my reputation and my team's reputation of doing a great job. But with regards to, nobody, what people think of me personally is none of my business. I love that saying. Don't you?
I do.
So you asked me about what to put on a CV.
What not to put in that people do. I used to put a joke in mine at the beginning. I took it out after about 3 years But I don't think it was particularly funny either.
Oh, well, that wouldn't help.
No. Well, I remember the joke.
Go on.
I put down in my About Us, I put a promising football career was cut short when I realised that I was crap at football. But that didn't stop Man City coming in with a bid for me. That was, I don't know whether that was good or not. But it was in my CV for a long time.
It's different and it stood out.
Was it different? Is it? You've not seen that before then?
No.
Oh, okay.
But then you're not the norm, are you?
No, I'm not. No. I'm not sure if it worked for me getting interviews, but there we are.
Interesting, though.
Yeah.
It would have stood out.
Would it?
Did you put your picture on it?
I used to... Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, because there was lots of conflicting advice on whether you should put your photo on or not.
I like a photo. I think it puts a face to the name, doesn't it?
I think it helps putting a picture on if you're good looking. But that's a prejudice that exists that obviously no business would ever admit to. Oh, we hired that person because that person was better looking than that person.
You know,
those prejudices do exist.
Well, you know,
rules, not at Engage Web, obviously.
No, obviously. But rules and regulations...
Have you seen our staff? They're ugly.
Rules and regulations have changed over the years, haven't they? So you're not supposed to put ages on your CVs.
But of course, if you put the years you went to university and school, it's easy to work out.
But you can take the dates off uni, dates off college, dates off school.
Oh, does that happen? People take the dates off?
Yeah, so that they don't know how old you are. Yeah. You need to have dates and where you've been employed. I don't know if you want to take it to the nth degree. But you've got to put your telephone number and your email address on and your LinkedIn profile link.
But recruiters remove that before it goes to the company, don't they? Because you don't want the company going directly to the candidate. So the LinkedIn profile would never get to the company.
Oh, no, we would when we put a candidate forward for a job...
Oh, that's it, they're contracted, and if they can't go... Right, okay.
Yeah, because if we sign terms of business before we do any work with a client... So we say once that CV is submitted, that is our CV. So what's to stop them from looking on social media and checking this person out, which they do. They check out Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
We do.
Everything.
Yeah.
You have to. Yeah. It's a big decision to employ a member of staff. It's costly. Training is costly. To pay them is costly. They've got to be right, haven't they? Because if it goes wrong, you've got to start the process. And if you've paid an agency fee, then that's cost on top. So it's got to be right first time. I mean, obviously, our wow story is that 99% we've got a 99% success rate, which means that when a person starts, for the first 8 weeks, if anything goes wrong, the candidate leaves, the company says goodbye to them. We have to give money back after all that work.
So is that a full 100% clawback, or is that
rebated
tailored based on how long they stay? Yeah.
But that client has got to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they've got people at second interview. But if in this market, people are gone very quickly, the shelf life of a really good candidate used to be about a week, 2 weeks. And if you didn't snap them up, if you didn't interview and then go, this person's really good, we're going to offer you. If they waited a week, and still now if you wait a week, 2 weeks, they're gone.
Oh.
Because there are a lot of jobs out there, even though mainstream media may say, there's no jobs. There's jobs. There's still, think about 36,000 jobs live right now on Indeed in Liverpool. 36,000.
So for good candidates, the jobs are there.
Yeah. But also, I believe there's jobs for all. Dependent upon what your circumstances are. And there's a lot of remote working vacancies available now for people that want to work from home. And what's happened in COVID is those jobs were at a premium because those companies trusted the employees to work from home. And there are still some businesses out there that don't have that and so want everybody in the office. And they're losing good employees because they're leaving for a bit more flexibility, working from home 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever. Similarly, there are companies out there that have offered working from home. So there's not that many people working in the office, but their employees want to work in the office. They may be single. They may live in a house on their own. They may be newly divorced. They may need that interaction that a job with people gives them, and they struggled through COVID. Coming out of COVID, they couldn't wait to get back in the office. Then the company said, oh, we don't have offices now, you all work from home.
So they don't want to sit at home using their own heating, using their own electric, staring at their own wall.
And then finishing
when you finish
work
and then staying exactly where they are.
hard.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going through tough times. Your work friends, a lot of the time, can get you through those situations, can't they? To be able to come in and have a chat with someone about something nothing to do with what's going on with you personally can make a huge difference to your sanity, can't it? So yeah. What not to put on a CV?
What not to put on a CV?
Hobbies and interests is a really interesting one.
Really?
So don't put go to the cinema, go to the gym, which a lot of people do. Read a book.
That tells you nothing.
Tells you nothing, which
Doesn't
means
make you stand out at all.
no.
Does it?
So think about what you do on a daily basis, weekly, yearly. Think about the hobbies and interests that you've got. Think about the latest book that you've just read. Think about the latest film that you've just seen. Think about what you've been doing at the gym. Are you a power lifter? Are you a spin class freak like me? Do you go road cycling? Are you in a singing group? Are you in a netball team? Do you play golf? If you play golf, at what level?
You're just going through your own here, aren't you? I know, yeah.
I am. These are all what I do. So if anybody asks me, hobbies and interests, they're there for about 3 hours. But try and make it as interesting as possible. And what you will find is that if you've got a nervous interviewer, because companies are nervous, if you've got a brand new interviewer that's never done it before, who's just been thrown in and gone, you've got 3 people arriving this morning, you're interviewing them. Tommy, who was supposed to be joining you, is off sick, so you're on your own. That could be a team leader.
Yeah.
The manager's off. I've never done interviews before. What do I do? I'll Google some questions to ask them.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
If you describe yourself as a fruit, what would it be? Oh, no, cringe. So they usually go to the hobbies and interests.
Awful looking question, that.
Go to hobbies and interests, and they go, I believe you like going to the theatre. I go to the theatre. What have you been to see? You liked Miss Saigon. I've been seeing. And you're putting the interviewer at ease. You're going to put football team. Now, that could be divisive.
Yep.
Could be a yes or a no. But it's still a talking point, because whenever you go on holiday, wherever in the world, I will talk about Tranmere Rovers. My guy will talk about Everton. He's got an Everton tattoo. We were in Lucca in Italy, going up an escalator, and somebody shouted, "Up the Toffees!" and he was like, young Italian chap, up the Toffees. You just never know. It's a universal language, football, isn't it? So I always say, if you're supposed to football team, throw it in there. Just make it really interesting, because it will just help you stand out from the crowd. You want to be memorable from interviews. And also what we cover as well is telephone interviews and Teams interviews, online interviews, because they can be very different than face to face.
We've done some awful Teams interviews. I mean, I don't do them, but I know
You're not allowed.
you wouldn't let me interview somebody on Teams, for God's sake. No, but we've had people. I hope I'm allowed to say this. I don't know if I am. We've had people on interview with us, and some of them have like angled the laptop like that, so you just see the bottom of their face for the whole interview, or some of them do it the other way, so you just see the top of their head. Some of them are not making eye contact at all with the computer. The computer's there and they're looking over here, and there's just nothing at all about them. They just have no ability to talk to somebody, and you think, well, there's no point in getting them in for an interview, because if they can't do it there, they're not going to do it here, and they're not going to be any good. So yeah, it's a skill that is massively lacking. Is it because of the way society has evolved and we use social media now? We want to email people, never pick up the phone, and I'm guilty of that. I don't want to pick up the phone. Don't want to pick up the phone, don't want to speak to people. Is that the problem? We just have a whole society of people that can't communicate now? I mean, you have to speak to these people.
Yeah. We have, say, entry-level candidates who are coming into the marketplace who I think are dragged to the phones by the parents or family members. Speak to Joe. You can hear them. Speak to Joe. I'm like, ooh, I believe I'm looking for a job.
I would never shout at my daughter and say, speak to Joe. Would I, Kira? No.
But they are sometimes dragged, kicking and screaming. But we can only help people that want a job. We're not going to force people into jobs. But
no, that's called slavery, and we don't do that anymore.
But yeah, it is a skill, and I say, practice online, on Facebook. What is it? FaceTime, WhatsApp, video. Zoom, Teams, so you are ready. So practice with the dog, practice with your auntie down south who's on FaceTime, practice with your nat, practice with everybody. So you can even Google interview questions that you may get asked. We actually give them some interview questions to practice, so that the person can ask them and they can, give them help and advice and say, well, you didn't come across. But someone that you're going to take advice from, because when it's a family member, it can be quite hard, really, isn't it? When your parents are saying, no, do it, and you're like, not telling me what to do. I'm 19. But if it's the friends or other people, I get a lot of my friends, families that I help out. Speak to Joe, but they know me. I've known them since they were babies. So they'll take it from me, but they may not take it from the family members. But I just say practice. You can't practice enough. Rory McIlroy has a golf coach. Does he practice? Is he the best in the world? Yes. Does he practice? Yes. So why should, if you're on interview, why shouldn't you practice interviews? Baffles me. Public speaking, if you're going to go and stand up in front of people, and that's what you want to do, then you go and you practice and you drill and drill and drill. It's like, it's for everything in life that you do that you want to be good at, you practice. So why wouldn't you practice interviews?
Bruce Lee famously said, I don't fear the man that's practiced 1,000 kicks. I fear the man who's practiced one kick 1,000 times.
Oh, love it.
Because you need to practice to be good at it.
True, isn't it? So yeah, our webinars are really good. We love delivering them. What we want to do is to get them on the website this year, and so people can buy them on demand. So they don't have to turn up at 12 o'clock, and be there and be live. Some people don't like live because we talk for an hour, me and Claire, because we prompt each other to remember things that we've forgotten because we're not perfect. And And then the last 15 minutes is a Q&A. And luckily, loads of people have gone, oh, but they can ask questions in the chat. And then we zip through them within 15 minutes and then it's gone.
And every single one's recorded?
We don't record any of them.
Oh, you don't record them yet?
Because people want to be anonymous. Yeah. People on there. You've got to be careful. So I don't know. We're not recording them at the moment because we haven't said that we are, so we are not. You've got to be careful. People's privacy.
You could announce them as recorded, but it doesn't record the other people. It just records you, and it keeps them out of it, so that you just read out the questions and you anonymise the names. That way, the content is there, the questions are there. You just don't know who they're from.
We'll see the names in the chat, though, won't we?
No, because if the recording is just the video, you wouldn't actually include the chat.
But the chat's at the bottom.
You can crop it.
Oh, can you? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So because you're creating a lot of content.
Yeah.
So you're doing that every week. So you could just have a bank of 52 of these videos.
Yeah.
Over the course of a year that you're then able to offer as a bundle, and this is the get yourself into work bundle.
Yeah. Yes.
And each one would have a different theme.
Yes.
So maybe this one is about, questions to ask the recruiter. This is about how to research the recruiter. This week's about what to include in your CV. And then people just download them and access the ones that they want.
On this year's list. Hopefully within the first 6 months.
In the first 6 months. Dead easy. Because you're doing it anyway.
Exactly.
It's not much extra work to offer all that out.
No. And then we want to offer it to clients as well, on the other side.
On the other side, of course. Yeah.
How do you recruit?
Of course, yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting. And then there's another one.
There's another one?
Yeah, that we want to do.
What's the other one?
I'm not going to talk about it yet.
Oh.
I'm very excited about this one as well.
Dun, dun, dun. Can we get sort of a clue as to what the other one is?
No, I want to launch it. I don't want to say what it is yet, so everybody else jumps on the idea and gets on with it, and maybe quicker than I am. But I know it's needed, and I know that it would help an awful lot of people, not just in the recruitment sphere that we deal with, but I think it will help an awful lot of people. If you can see, I always say, if you can see it, you can believe it. And there's a lot of stuff that needs to be out there for the normal person, not just the celebs.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think whatever this is, once you've launched it, we might need to come back and talk about this one again.
Yeah, I just think it's needed. It's needed now. Now more than ever. It's just timing.
Well, I'm curious. I'm definitely curious. But you're not going to tell us what it is.
No,
so
not yet.
we are out of time now as well, Jo.
Okay.
We are out of time. So, Jo, thank you very much for being a guest on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I asked you one question at the start. That went for about 35 minutes. Fantastic. I expected no less. I've loved it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.